What's up guys, Bloodshed here. Today I want to talk about the new Diablo 3 blog that they're putting out on a semi-regular basis. I think semi-regular means once every 2 weeks. I'm not sure, you guys can let me know what you think semi-regular means. But yeah, it's called Developer Chronicles is what they're titling it. And the first topic they're tackling is Wrath of the Wastes. So the Wrath of the Waste set has been one of my favorite sets for a long time now, and you can just farm with it and do a lot of other things, multitask, etc. If I could offer any of my feedback, it would be that they just leave it to where you hold Whirlwind down and maybe you cast one big bonus here and there for elite packs. Like, it'd be cool just to hold down Whirlwind and maybe pop Volcano or Earthquake when you see an elite pack. That would be really cool, but I'm always interested to see what the developers come up with. So I'll kind of just run down the blog really quick. It says, "What's up everybody, Wyatt Chang here. Communication is key to a great community," which we love. We always love communication. "And we're aiming to improve the ways in which we deliver important information to our players. What you're reading now is a communication experiment, a semi-regular blog where we tackle the most commonly discussed questions and feedback from our community. Welcome to the Developer Chronicles." Now, the first point that they make on the Wrath of the Waste set is that we are trying to cut down the number of changes we make to live items. Now, this is true. They haven't really changed too many of the live items, but they have redesigned the sets completely. And that's pretty much what they're talking about with the first point. Like, they've mentioned it before, they want the same old Diablo, you know what I mean, in terms of you log in, you know what the Thunder Fury does, you know what I mean? It's not going to change dramatically, like your items won't change, it'll be familiar. They're really kind of sticking to their philosophy on that one. And I do agree to a certain point, but also change is good for the game. You know, allow us content creators to get the new content out to the people. You know, it's up to us to educate them, and you know, that's kind of like our job. But either way, I'm on the fence about it. I can see both sides of the argument. The number two point that they pretty much covered in the first blog here is straight talk. Whirlwind causes performance issues. Now, this is no secret. They have mentioned this also in the past. This is why I think it got nerfed originally in the first place. It says, "Many of you remember the performance issues during patch 2.1 and 2.2. I do remember that. While we have been and continue to be making performance optimizations with each patch, however, our initial investigations identified Whirlwind as one of the skills that caused heavy strain on our servers." Yes, we remember this. "The more people using Whirlwind, the more it exacerbates the issue. This means we don't necessarily want everyone using Whirlwind, at least not until the server optimizations have been made." So they're pretty much straight talk. They're like, hey, like, you know, we like the set, you guys like the set. Unfortunately, it's fucking up our servers, and we don't want that either. So what are we gonna do? Now, there was a comments on Reddit saying, you know, get rid of twisters entirely, and I agree with that. Like, nobody, I mean, I don't want to say nobody, but in my opinion, I don't really care about the tornadoes, right? I'm more into just actually whirlwinding, spinning in circles and hitting things, preferably in the face, but you know, I'll make exception to other body parts if need be. He did mention toward the end of the article that it's unrealistic to expect all 24 class sets plus LON builds are going to be balanced. And we agree. I agree with you, Wyatt. It's, you know, it's not going to be balanced. It shouldn't be balanced. He did mention that he likes the fact that the Whirlwind set is specifically geared toward torment farming, and I like that. I think every set should have a speed build. And for the most part, every class does have a speed build. I wouldn't mind if we have like 2 or 3 greater rifting sets and 1 torment speed set is what I'm saying. So it seems like they're gonna give it the niche of the speed build set, and I'm super happy about that. He finished it up by saying, in the case of the Barbarian, it makes sense that it's a favorite when it comes to chilling and farming out rifts, and I agree, Wyatt, I agree. The number 1 comment on this thread was by Storm. He said, "Whirlwind is my favorite. Not Dust Devils. When it comes time to make changes, please buff the Whirlwind skill itself, not some silly tornado." So I agree, and it looks like a lot of other people did agree. I'm so happy that they are making a blog and communicating with us as well, and it seems like they hear us. Like, Wrath of the Waste set was kind of known for people crying out, wanting a change. Who knows, if enough people say, maybe we'll get Elemental Arrow Demon Hunter, or maybe we'll get Frost Orb Wizard, right? So it seems like they do hear us of what we like, you know, as far as you know, what the sets we want to play. Yeah, that being said, I'll probably wrap up the video here. Feel free to click on my other videos if you wish to do so. I am going to pretty much be making WoW gold farming videos and Diablo content until the near future, until I find some other obsession to cover. But yeah, guys, this is the Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.